I'm sure as someone with your experience in the industry, you've had companies completely misjudge certain aspects when they're looking. And so just was wondering, like, when it goes wrong, when they misjudge, what is your experience in remedying that situation? Is it completely shifting towards getting a new building or figuring out how to make it work?
Yeah, office gone wrong. Yeah, it's being short on space. Like both have their own issues, but being short on space, you can remedy that by building more and adding a little here and there. But having too much and having too much second story office space is one of the most difficult situations that engineering and R&D firms and life science firms can get into. And so an example of experience is a big public company that's a manufacturer that had 40,000 feet of office space, half up, half down. And then as they changed their business, they didn't need the upstairs anymore.
Yep.
And so that leads to either paying a full rental rate on, we're talking maybe 50 to $60,000 extra per month for space that's collecting cobwebs. That happens more frequently than you would imagine. And that's very difficult. And so few things are less desirable than second story office space in a big industrial property. Sometimes we'll help sublease it. So we'll find like startups and companies that just need some that are out of capacity that need extra office space that can pay for it, and sometimes even pay like above what is the company is paying, but it comes with its own challenges. So
Yeah.
that one's probably the hardest to remedy just because you can't demo second story office. Like that changes the size of the building, the footprint, the total square footage. A lot of people, yeah, just subleasing it, even at a discount, can be a viable solution. It's easy to overestimate how much you need. Sometimes trying to be a little on the lean and mean side when it comes to
Sure.
office within industrial plants, sometimes that can help you in the long run as you adapt your business as the market changes.
It's definitely pretty interesting. Some of the warehouses that I've toured, it seems like people are using less and less office space now. I guess that makes sense after COVID and people are working remote now. I just wanted to confirm like a general trend with people looking for big warehouses.
Yeah, with the industrial, you cannot like work a forklift remotely from your house. A lot of functions in a building that make up the business for an industrial property and a business that's in one are ones that are based in the warehouse, right? That's always been that way and that never really changed. You can't adapt out of that. I found some of the problem is more of the labor force and hiring people that are willing to and excited about working in the office for industrial companies has been a challenge. I think it just means that you have to be flexible. And so that is interesting to think through which component pieces of your business can you go without office space or can have people work remotely, and does your culture allow for that? Yeah, it is interesting to think of today. You now have to make facility related decisions on what's the environment like today and what's it going to be for the next 5, 7, or 10 years, which is terribly difficult to know. You definitely make your best bet or your best guess and then try and build in flexibility, or just to be prepared that you may have to change. And how could you maybe change if you needed to add some space or no longer utilize some space? And some
Yeah.
layouts will lend themselves to that better than others.